for some of you that the wheels might be turning with like, okay, cool. Well, how do we transition these kids that are in summer camp into after school to guarantee that it sells out and they enroll into the program? What we don't want you to do is overcomplicate all the steps and go, okay, well, how do I plug this in to my CRM? And I'm going to send them this, and then I'm going to tag them in the. They're already in your summer camp, which means that your director sees those parents every single day. It's a sign-up sheet. That's all that it is. Parent comes in, hey, little Johnny's having an awesome time here. We want to make sure that they are saved their spot for this upcoming year's after-school program. All you have to do is sign your name right here and just keep it super simple. So, yes, look, sign-up sheet. Piece of paper.
It says sign up sheet.
That's it.
The template we give you is a little bit more professional than this one, but not by much.
And not by much. It's lit. And again, don't overcomplicate it. Keep it so simple. But here's the thing, kind of going back to the snack shack side of things. When we were talking about how you have to promote those snacks to the kids and then they come rushing in with their dollar bills ready to buy their Freezy Pop or whatever it is that they're going to get. When you are promoting your after school program as, listen, you guys are having raise your hand if you're having fun in the summer camp. Everybody's going to be so excited, right? Especially if you've just gotten done playing like a dodgeball game, or they just had a really cool field trip, or you're just getting back from the park and the kids are pumped up because they played fun games. That's the perfect opportunity to ask them how much fun they're having in summer camp is when you know that they just had a blast, right? Cool. How many of you guys want to keep the fun going during the school year? Raise your hand. Yeah. Cool. You got to sign up for after school. That's how you start to promote your after school program to the kids. And then when mom and dad come to pick up, your director's already having the conversation with mom or dad, whoever's in that lobby. And then the kid comes running up to the front. Mom, sign me up for after school. I don't want to leave that. Done deal. All you have to do is sign your name.
Let's take a scalpel, precision level on what you can literally say to the kids. All right. Because this is going to be one of those things where you could do this today.
Yep.
If all of the kids are in your room, we want to create FOMO, fear of missing out. And we also want to create this scarcity mindset amongst the parents because you are going to sell out. So if I have a bunch of kids in the class, and by the way, I'm going to post a picture. Don't let me forget. I'm going to post a picture of the 2 different videos that we have in the group for welcome announcements. Review them. Watch how we engage with the kids. We get them to raise their hand. We get them to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. So we got all these kids sitting in the room. And I'm going to say, all right, boys and girls, how many of you are having the best day ever? Say yes, sir, and raise your hand. And they're all going to go, yes, sir. Awesome. How many of you want to have fun the whole year, even when the summer is done? Raise your hand and say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Notice what I'm doing. I'm getting them to audibly communicate. I'm getting them to do kinesthetic communication by raising their hands. When they do that, they also watch you. So then you have the visual focus that you need, which, by the way, if you're just talking to people and you're not having the kids move around by raising their hands and high-fiving and doing all that, you're going to lose the kids. They're going to check out. We even see this with adults in our audience. You have to high-five the person next to you. In fact, right now, if you're in a room with people, Dustin and Shay, you guys are sitting real close to each other. High five, maybe a little hug or something, right? You got to move around. Oh, there we go. I should have brought him on camera for that. But here's the point that I'm making. You have to have kinesthetic combined with the verbal communication combined with the visual. So here's what happens. I'm getting the kids to raise their hand, and I'm also creating in psychology what we call an us versus them mindset. Everybody wants to be part of the tribe, especially the kids. So I'm going to say, all right, boys and girls, if you have already saved a spot for our after-school program, I want you to stand up. So predictably, you're going to have a subset of these kids stand up, which means there's still kids sitting down. And then you go, all right, boys and girls, everybody clap for them and say, you are awesome. So now we're literally having the kids clap for the kids standing up. Why? Because they signed up for after school. But we're not done yet. Then I'm going to go, all right, everybody sit back down. If you still need to have your mom and dad add your name to this list, and I am literally going to have this list in my hand, and there's going to be names on it. If you still need to get your name on this list, stand up. So now I'm acknowledging the rest of them. So they're all going to stand up, and then I'm going to have everybody clap for them. All right, boys and girls, clap for them because they're going to get their name on this list when mom and dad pick them up today. And everybody's going to clap, and guess what they're going to say? Everybody say, you're awesome. So now we've acknowledged the kids whose families have signed them up. We're acknowledging the kids who still need to sign up because I don't want anybody to feel bad, right? But I'm also educating them on who they need to talk to. So I'm going to go, boys and girls, who do we need to talk to get our name on this list? And again, kids are very visual, right? You need to show them the list. Who do we need to talk to get your name on this list, boys and girls? All right, little Johnny, who do we need to talk to? And he's going to be like, my mom and dad. Everybody say, mom and dad. And then they're all going to repeat it. Watch what happens in your lobby. If you really want to hit this out of the park, towards the end of the day, when is a perfect opportunity? And by the way, you guys can type this in the chat section right now. Let's see who gets it. When is a perfect opportunity to reiterate this message before they go home? Let's see. Not necessarily on the way to the front door. I mean, you can do it. But again, when everybody's sitting down for that end of the day movie, which we would always start ours at 5 o'clock. Pickup time was between 5 and 6. Most of the kids were still there until about 5:20, 5:30. So right at 5 o'clock, when everybody's sitting down theater style, we got the TV about to be turned on. We're going to reiterate this. All right, boys and girls, don't forget, we've got the after school program that's coming up. How many of you are going to talk to mom and dad to get your name on this list? And they're all going to raise their hand again. So make sure that your director's prepared for this because you will get a bunch of kids that are going to get their name called to go home that day. And as soon as they walk into that lobby, what is going to happen?
Yeah, they're going to be pumped up. The kid's going to be excited. Mom's going to, be standing there and being like, oh, okay. But then when their kid comes up there and they're excited about the sign up, that's when mom goes, all right, let's go ahead and do it. Like there's no reason not to.
Right. And then when you have the coach that's in the room with the kids, as soon as their name gets called, like the radio beeps, shh, little Johnny's mom is here. And you're like, okay, I'm going to send little Johnny home. Right before he walks out of that section, that area, that room for end of the day pickup, you're like, hey, little Johnny, make sure you remind mom to get your name on that list. And he's like, okay, yes, sir. Mm-hmm. And then he walks up to the front, and that's the first thing that he's going to say. Now, you guys want to take this a further step? About a week or so later, you're going to start promoting the after school program student parents' night out. I'll say it again. You're going to have a parents' night out exclusively for the kids that have enrolled for the after school program. Now you get to talk about this party that they're going to have because they're part of that after school program. And I'm going to tell you right now, not only is it an awesome parents' night out because those kids can bring their friends that attend those same elementary schools, and then they can both come in for free. But now, again, you're creating this buzz, this awesomeness about that parents' night out that's at the end of the year. But we're not done. We're not done just yet. And so Vanessa says when? You want to do it like one Saturday, maybe 2 Saturdays before the end of the summer. So that way you still have time to keep these conversations moving. What we're doing is we're building buzz this entire summer so that we can get those enrollments. When you combine this with weekly newsletters, daily posts of pictures and videos, when you're tagging the parents, when you're having those conversations in the lobby, the parents sign up because they realize how much fun their kid is having and they realize the value that you guys are promoting. Like we've seen tons of members like Tony and Stacy Splon. They had a huge upswing. Carmen and Henry had a huge upswing. I mean, I can name dozens of you guys. Like once you guys started dialing in your brand and over communicating and showing the value, everybody's like, this is a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. Like, we're definitely going to sign up.
Yep. Absolutely. There was a question that came through. Vince Vannon asked, how do you handle that one negative kid when we ask questions in announcements? Okay, so one is, I
just wonder, don't forget to say, if you watch the first day blueprint, or if you watch any of the videos, I'm going to post this in the group and then I'm going to give the mic back to Lauren.
Yeah.
I literally show you, we actually have kids that get in trouble while we're talking. Watch those videos and take notes. You'll literally see it happen.
Okay. So one thing that I want to say about the kid that speaks up with negativity is the kid that is vocal about being negative is actually just an undiscovered leader. Their just leadership is going in the wrong direction.
Can you say that again for the people in the back? Everybody like shake it out, wake up.
Wake up a little
High
bit.
five
Wake up. Okay, so the child that is vocal about being negative, they have that like layer like, who loves to have fun? And then the one kid that's like, boo. That, hear me out, this is actually an undiscovered leader or a misguided leader because they're vocal and they're brave and they're confident enough to say something out loud in front of the others, which means that they have leadership capability. You have the opportunity to actually steer that ship. So if you have a student that is vocal about being negative, have those conversations, those we are the best conversations, but they're a little bit different. And here's how they're different. You remind the child that not only are they one of the best kids because they're in your program, but they're also a leader. And that a lot of kids actually look up to them with what they have to say. So I don't care if this is a kindergarten student or a 5th grade student that's getting ready to go into 6th grade, right? They're a rising 6th grader. It doesn't matter. If they are vocal enough, again, to speak in front of the class, they're a hidden leader. So you just have to guide them in that direction of going, hey, like, what can you say that's going to be like really impactful in these kids? What's going to make that difference? And then when they have that mindset of like, oh, I'm a leader, I'm not just the kid that gets attention by doing silly things, because that's all it comes down to. They just want attention, right? Then when you do have those opportunities for a call out, you know, those big questions for like a group question, they're going to be the first ones to be the loudest. But not only are they going to be the loudest now it's going to be met with the positivity and the culture of we are the best. So having those conversations with those kids is super, super powerful and very important.